the Canyon S4123 wedge bonder. Now, you're going to need a work holder. This is our house work holder here. It is not supplied with the system. And this is a heated work stage. The connector for the heated work stage is right here. And here's your temperature controller here. It's recommended that you set it to 150 for gold wire bonding. Aluminum, you don't need heat. But again, this is the house work holder here, so this will not be supplied with your system. Yeah, I'm just going to show you how to load the wire up. We use a 1/2-inch spool of gold wire. It's 1 mil. It goes on the spool holder there. We already have our tool mounted. Now this is a .750 length tool. The one I'm using right here now is a small precision tool, SPT, and here's the part number for it. You'll have to go to their website to look up the various wedges that are available. And again, what's important is that it's a .750 in length, or 3/4 inch. You can see when it's mounted properly, you have a slight amount of the tool is above the transducer, this being your transducer here. And the other thing here is your clamp. That's your wire feed clamp, and there's a switch on the side here that you can open and close it. And you have this lever here to back out the clamp and when you go to load the wire. So what I'll do is I'll move the clamp back, I'll open it up. We have our 1/2-inch spool mounted. Pair of tweezers. There's 2 holes in a transducer. We're going to use the front one for 45-degree angle wire feed, and that's matched by the tool. I'll bring it through that hole there. That's a little hard. Okay, so you want to bring enough wire down through that hole. Now there's a little hole through the back of the bottom part of the wedge tool tip. To the side here a little bit. What you have to do is feed the wire through that tip. It takes a little experience and practice to do this, but okay, now I fed it through there. Here's a wire guide here. We're gonna put the wire over that and in between the 2 clamp blades. Okay, we're gonna bring the clamp back underneath and we can close it up. And you can see that the wire is gonna be moved by the clamp. Okay, I have the height positioned properly. Again, you'll receive a manual that will explain all the setups used for wire bonding. Now over here is our chessman. We can position our work holder. We have our microscope. We'll look down in there. And what I'll do is a semi-automatic bond. I'm going to press and hold the button, the chessman button. Now we're at search. You can reposition if necessary. Release. First bond is made. Now it's up at loop height. We do have a loop adjustment here. You can see the bond head moves up and down. I'm going to step back Now we're at search 2. I'll release the button and a bond is made. I'll just go ahead and do a couple of bonds here. Now we do have a stitch button here on the left of the chessman, and that's for stitch bonding. I'll go ahead and do a couple of those. I'll be at search 1, bond 1. Now I'm going to press the stitch button, and as you can see, you can just continue on doing stitches until that stitch button is released. So that's the purpose of the button on the side of the chessman here. Again, it's a stitch. I'll release the stitch button and continue on to the last bond. We also have a manual type of bonding that can be done, and that's by using this lever here, and you can see that it operates the head up and down. And I'll go ahead and, using the chessman in position, I'll go ahead and do a couple of manual bonds. Bond 1, bond 2. And you can see that the clamps close very quickly at the loop down position to help form the loop. So I'm doing some manual bonds right now. Okay, we'll just go through some of the settings here. Your search is here for your search 1, force, the amount of force that's being applied to the wedge tip, your time and your power, ultrasonic power, all on the top row here. That's for channel 1 or your bond 1, and same for bond 2, search 2, force 2, time 2, and power 2. Here's our indicator indicating what channel we're on, so we're set up for 1 right now. And as we bond, you'll see that the ultrasonic light will light and then switch to channel 2. I'll go ahead and do a semi-automatic bond. And then on this side here we have our reset button and setup. Again, this is explained in the manual you received. Our clamp open and close. This is a reset here. You need to reset the machine for any reason, and you can use the setup. That's explained in the manual. You'll have to read up on that. We do have a test button here, and as we press the test, if you look over at the US light, that's when you have the ultrasonic transducer wedge setup is tuned. And then finally we have a motor on off switch. If you need to do any maintenance, you can shut the motor off. And over here on the left side, this is your tail adjust. Again, this is explained in the manual. There's a cam set up in here with 2 solenoids. And you can increase and decrease your tail length by adjusting this knob on the side.